Have you ever noticed a stubborn odor down there that just won't disappear, no matter how much attention you pay to hygiene? You're definitely not alone. And here's the surprising part. It might not even be your fault. In this video, we're uncovering 5 unexpected clothing habits that could be quietly causing this problem, especially for older women. More importantly, I'll share what you can do instead to feel fresh, comfortable, and confident every single day. Stick with me until the end because these simple changes could completely transform your daily comfort and give your confidence a powerful boost like never before. Before we dive in, if you find this video helpful, please like it. That helps me keep sharing valuable lessons for aging gracefully. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Also, if this video resonates with you, comment with number 1. If not, comment 0, so I know how to improve and make better content for you. Let's get started. First up, wearing tight synthetic underwear. Let's talk about the very foundation of our daily wardrobe, underwear. It's the first thing we put on in the morning and the last thing we take off at night. Yet how often do we truly consider what it's doing to our bodies? For many of us, underwear isn't just about practicality. It's about how it makes us feel. Put together, confident, even a little glamorous. Maybe you adore the sleek allure of a lacy thong, the shaping power of high-waisted briefs, or the snug comfort of tight panties that perfectly hug your curves. I get it. For years, I was loyal to my collection of synthetic panties. Nylon, polyester, spandex, you name it. Because they made me feel polished and in control. But here's the truth, no one tells us as we grow older, our bodies naturally change, and what worked comfortably in our 30s or 40s can start to cause problems in our 60s, 70s, and beyond. One of the biggest culprits? Tight underwear, especially when made from synthetic fabrics. Think shiny nylon, stretchy spandex, or slick polyester, materials designed to cling tightly to your skin and give you that smooth silhouette. But there's a catch. These fabrics don't breathe at all. Why does this matter? Synthetic fabrics trap heat and moisture against your skin, creating a warm, damp environment. Basically a 5-star resort for bacteria and yeast. The vaginal area naturally stays warm and moist and relies heavily on airflow to remain balanced and healthy. When you cover it with non-breathable materials, that balance gets thrown off. Bacteria like Escherichia coli or yeast such as Candida albicans can multiply quickly, causing not only odor but also irritation, itching, or even infections like bacterial vaginosis and yeast infections. Research shows that women who wear synthetic underwear are significantly more prone to these issues, especially if the underwear is tight, because tightness increases friction and traps even more moisture. Let's talk specifically about odor, the not-so-fresh smell you might notice. This odor often results from bacteria breaking down sweat, natural vaginal secretions, or dead skin cells in an environment where they can flourish unchecked. The tighter the underwear, the worse the problem becomes because there's no room for air to circulate and dry things out. Add to that menopause-related changes like thinner vaginal tissues or shifts in pH, and the problem can escalate rapidly. I remember a friend, Margaret, who faced this exact struggle. In her late 60s, vibrant and stylish, yet privately battling embarrassment over a persistent odor she just couldn't shake. She blamed her diet, hygiene, or even suspected a medical issue but was too shy to bring it up. She began using harsh soaps and douches, which only irritated her already sensitive skin and made everything worse. Finally, during a coffee chat, she opened up to me. I asked about her underwear, and it turned out she had been wearing the same synthetic shapewear-style panties for years because they gave her that slimmer look she loved under her dresses. Fashion was taking a toll on Margaret's comfort and confidence, and she didn't even realize it. On my advice, She made a simple but powerful switch to 100% cotton underwear, loose-fitting, breathable, and unbleached. Within just a week, the persistent odor vanished, her irritation eased, and she felt like herself again. She even laughed, realizing she had been suffering all that time just for the sake of vanity. This is the incredible impact a small change can make. So, what should you do if you want to stay fresh, comfortable, and confident? It's time to rethink your underwear drawer. Here's the golden rule. If it doesn't breathe, don't wear it. Cotton is king because it's soft, highly absorbent, and allows air to circulate freely, keeping your skin dry and balanced. Look for underwear made from 100% cotton or bamboo. Bamboo is another excellent natural option that's breathable and has antimicrobial properties. Avoid any blends with synthetic fibers, as even a small percentage of spandex or nylon can significantly reduce breathability. Choose looser-fitting styles like classic briefs or boxer-style underwear that don't cling tightly to your curves. And if you want to keep a bit of style, don't worry. There are plenty of cotton panties featuring pretty details like embroidery or soft elastic bands that don't sacrifice comfort for beauty. Here's a pro tip. Make sure the crotch lining is cotton as well, not a synthetic fabric that traps moisture. Other helpful tips include washing your underwear with hypoallergenic, fragrance-free detergent to avoid irritation. Change your underwear daily or even more often if you're active to keep things fresh. Whenever possible, try sleeping without underwear to give your body a chance to breathe overnight. And if you tend to get infections, avoid thongs. They can transfer bacteria from back to front, making matters worse. Life is too short for itchy lace, swampy spandex, or constant worry about odor. Remember, comfort is the new sexy, and once you make the switch, you'll feel truly liberated. Wearing tight synthetic underwear is out. But what about those beloved pajamas? This one might hit close to home for many of us. Raise your hand if you have that favorite pair of pajamas, the ones so soft, perfectly broken in, maybe a little faded, that you simply can't imagine sleeping in anything else. They feel like a warm hug after a long day. You slip them on after dinner, lounge on the couch, and then drift off to sleep. Maybe you even wear them again the next night, and the night after that. No judgment here. We've all been there. But here's the hard truth. Wearing the same pajamas for multiple nights without washing them can turn your cozy sleepwear into a breeding ground for odor-causing bacteria. Even if you're not someone who sweats heavily, your body is constantly producing moisture, natural oils, and shedding dead skin cells while you sleep. These substances get absorbed into your pajamas, especially in the pelvic area, a warm, covered spot prone to trapping bacteria. Over time, this can lead to a stubborn, musty odor that lingers even after you shower. Why is this such a problem? When you sleep, your body enters a state of repair and renewal, shedding skin cells and producing sweat and vaginal secretions. Pajama bottoms, especially, stay in close contact with your skin for hours. If you wear the same pair for several nights in a row, those fabrics become a perfect petri dish for bacteria, like Staphylococcus or Corynebacterium. These microbes thrive in warm, moist environments and produce compounds that cause unpleasant odors. Add to this the hormonal shifts related to menopause, thinner vaginal tissues, and changes in pH balance, and the problem can become even worse. Does this sound familiar? Don't worry, you're not alone. Over time, those pajamas become a perfect petri dish for bacteria, like Staphylococcus or Corynebacterium. These microbes thrive in warm, moist environments and release compounds that cause unpleasant odors. If you're menopausal, hormonal changes can make your skin and vaginal microbiome more sensitive, which only worsens the problem. Moreover, pajamas often aren't as breathable as we assume. Many are made from synthetic blends or treated with chemicals that reduce airflow. Even cotton pajamas can lose their breathability if they're old, worn thin, or washed frequently with fabric softeners that coat the fibers. The result? a stubborn cycle of odor that's tough to break without changing your habits. Let me share a personal wake-up call. Years ago, I was guilty of this myself. I had a favorite pair of flannel pajama pants, soft, cozy, and just the right weight for year-round comfort. I'd wear them 3, sometimes 4 or 5 nights in a row, thinking they didn't smell bad. After all, I wasn't sweating buckets, and I showered daily, so I assumed all was well. But then I began noticing a faint, musty odor that seemed to cling to me no matter how much I washed. I tried everything: fancy soaps, stronger deodorants, even cutting garlic out of my diet, but nothing worked. Finally, a nurse friend suggested my pajamas might be the culprit. Skeptical but willing to try, I bought 2 more pairs of cotton pajama pants and started rotating them every night or 2, washing them in hot water with a gentle detergent. Within days, the odor disappeared. I felt fresher, more feminine, and honestly, more cared for. It was such a simple fix, but it made a world of difference. Making that simple change made a world of difference. So, what can you do to keep things fresh and comfortable? The key lies in rotation and hygiene. Here's how to break the cycle. Start by rotating your pajamas. Aim to have at least 3 pairs of pajama bottoms so you can switch them out every night or every couple of nights. This gives each pair enough time to air out properly and be thoroughly washed. When choosing sleepwear, stick to breathable fabrics like 100% cotton or bamboo, both of which wick moisture away and allow air to circulate freely. Avoid synthetic blends or heavy flannel pajamas, as these can trap heat and moisture, creating a breeding ground for bacteria, even if they look or smell clean after a few wears. When washing your pajamas, opt for fragrance-free detergents and skip fabric softeners, which often trap odors in the fabric. Before heading to bed, make sure to shower to reduce the amount of oils and bacteria transferred to your sleepwear. If you can't wash your pajamas daily, air them out by hanging them in a well-ventilated area during the day to dry any lingering moisture. This small habit doesn't just prevent odors. It's a way to treat yourself with the care and respect you deserve. There's something truly empowering about slipping into fresh, clean pajamas every night. It's like giving yourself a gentle gift, something we've earned over the years. Now, let's move on to a delicate topic: wearing panty liners all day, every day. I approach this with all the love and understanding in the world because for many women, panty liners are a daily essential. Whether you deal with light bladder leaks, occasional discharge, or just enjoy the feeling of extra protection, panty liners can provide peace of mind. But here's what many don't realize. Wearing panty liners all day, especially disposable ones, can actually cause more harm than good. Most disposable panty liners are made with convenience in mind, not necessarily with your skin's health as a priority. These liners typically feature a plastic backing to prevent leaks, a core made of bleached wood pulp or synthetic fibers, and sometimes added fragrances meant to keep you feeling fresh. But here's the catch. These materials create a sealed, non-breathable environment that traps heat and moisture against your skin. Imagine wrapping your most sensitive area in plastic wrap for hours on end. Your skin desperately needs to breathe, especially in such a delicate region. When this area is constantly covered and moisture accumulates, it becomes a perfect breeding ground for bacteria and yeast. This can lead to irritation, itching, and yes, unpleasant odors that can be strong, embarrassing, and stubbornly persistent. Research shows that prolonged use of these non-breathable liners can disrupt the vaginal microbiome, increasing the risk of infections like bacterial vaginosis, which is often accompanied by a fishy odor. Another concern is the materials themselves. Many liners are bleached with chlorine, which leaves behind trace chemicals like dioxins that can irritate sensitive skin. Additionally, fragrances marketed as fresh are a common cause of allergic reactions and can disrupt the natural pH balance of the vagina, making odor problems even worse. If you're using liners to manage bladder leaks, keep in mind that the constant moisture from urine can worsen the issue, acting like a magnet for bacteria. To put it in perspective, Think about wearing a plastic glove on your hand for an entire day. Even if you're not sweating, your skin gets clammy. Now imagine doing that to one of the most delicate and sensitive parts of your body every single day. When you finally remove that glove, it definitely doesn't smell like roses. And that's exactly what non-breathable panty liners can do. Imagine treating one of the most delicate and sensitive parts of your body this way every single day. That's exactly what non-breathable panty liners do. They may feel like a layer of protection, but more often than not, they end up creating the very problem you're trying to avoid. Let me share a story about a friend, Linda. She relied on panty liners for years due to occasional stress incontinence, believing they kept her clean and confident. However, she soon noticed a strong, unpleasant odor that made her feel self-conscious. She tried changing liners multiple times a day, switched to scented versions, and even doubled up on deodorants, but nothing seemed to help. When Linda finally mentioned this to her gynecologist, she was surprised to learn that the panty liners were the root of her problem. Following her doctor's advice, she switched to breathable organic cotton liners and began pelvic floor exercises to manage her leaks. Within just weeks, the odor disappeared, and Linda felt like a huge weight had been lifted from her shoulders. So, what should you do instead? If you need to use liners, there are smart ways to protect your skin and stay comfortable. Always choose breathable materials. Look for liners made from 100% organic cotton or bamboo that have no plastic backing. Brands like Nature R or 7th Generation offer good options that allow airflow and reduce moisture buildup. Avoid liners with fragrances and harsh chemicals. Unscented and unbleached varieties are much gentler on your skin and less likely to disrupt your vaginal pH balance. Remember to change liners frequently, ideally every 3 to 4 hours or more often if they become wet, to prevent bacteria from multiplying. For those looking for an eco-friendly choice, reusable cloth liners made from organic cotton or hemp are soft, breathable, cost-effective, and easy to wash. These simple yet effective changes can protect your skin, support your health, and help you feel fresh and confident every day. Reusable cloth liners are not only cost-effective but also much gentler on your skin. Their soft, breathable fabric makes them easy to wash and comfortable to wear. Whenever possible, give your skin a break by going liner-free for part of the day, like overnight, to allow your skin to breathe naturally. If you're using liners to manage bladder leaks or heavy discharge, it's essential to address the root cause. Talk openly with your doctor about it. Pelvic floor exercises, such as Kegels, dietary adjustments like reducing caffeine intake, or medical treatments, such as vaginal estrogen for postmenopausal women, can significantly reduce the need for liners. A urogynecologist or pelvic health specialist can provide tailored solutions that fit your unique needs. You deserve to feel comfortable and dignified, and that starts with treating your body with the utmost care. If liners are part of your daily routine, choose options that support your health rather than sabotage it. Don't hesitate to have an honest conversation with your doctor. There's absolutely no shame in seeking solutions that help you feel your best. Now, shifting gears, let's talk about shapewear. Those magical garments like Spanx, control briefs, tummy smoothers, or high-waisted shapers promise to sculpt our figures into smooth, confident silhouettes. Whether you think of them as your secret weapon or just those suck-it-in shorts, most of us have a pair tucked away in our drawers for special occasions. Some might even wear them daily, slipping them on before heading to work, church, or family gatherings. And honestly, I get it. There's something empowering about feeling snatched, tucked in, and ready to strut your stuff confidently. I still remember the day I wore shapewear to my granddaughter's wedding. I picked out a sleek, champagne-colored gown and paired it with those high-waisted control shorts that promised to smooth everything out. I felt like the Queen of England, elegant, poised, and at least 10 years younger. I danced, laughed, and posed for photos, almost feeling like I was floating on air. But as the reception stretched into its 5th hour, my fairy tale began to unravel. Those shorts, which had felt like a comforting hug at first, started squeezing me tightly, like a boa constrictor. My skin became clammy, and when I finally peeled them off in my hotel room, I noticed an unpleasant smell that was anything but royal.
Here's the science behind it. Straight from conversations with my gynecologist. Shapewear, especially the tight, full coverage kinds, compresses the pelvic area and traps moisture against the skin. Your vulva and vaginal area need plenty of air circulation to stay healthy. But when shapewear is combined with non-breathable fabrics, like polyester dresses, or worn in hot, humid conditions, it creates a warm, damp environment. This setting is a perfect breeding ground for bacteria and yeast, leading to irritation, yeast infections, bacterial vaginosis, and yes, a strong and unpleasant odor. For older women like me, whose skin has become thinner and more sensitive due to menopause-related hormonal changes, the risks only increase. Our natural vaginal pH becomes less acidic with age, making us more vulnerable to imbalances that cause odor or infections. I learned this lesson the hard way during one particularly long church day a few years back. One of those marathon Sundays packed with morning service, a potluck lunch, and an afternoon women's ministry meeting. That Sunday was a marathon, morning service, a potluck lunch, and an afternoon women's ministry meeting. I wore my favorite tummy control shorts under a linen skirt, thinking I'd look polished and put together for the entire 7 hours. But by the time I got home, I was walking as if I'd spent the whole day riding a horse. My skin was red and irritated, and there was a sharp, sour smell that made me cringe. It took 2 full days of airing out, switching to loose cotton underwear, and applying a probiotic cream my doctor recommended before I finally felt normal again. Not exactly my finest hour. So, what's the fix? Here's my shapewear survival guide, honed through years of trial and error. First, make shapewear a special occasion choice. Reserve it for weddings, reunions, or holiday parties, times when you want that extra polish. It's not meant to be your everyday uniform. Your body will thank you for giving it room to breathe on regular days. When you do wear shapewear, set a time limit. Aim for no more than 4 hours in a stretch. If you're attending a long event, consider slipping into the restroom halfway through to remove it or pack a looser outfit for later. I always carry a flowy maxi dress in my bag now for post-event relief. Choose breathable materials. Look for shapewear with cotton or moisture-wicking panels in the crotch area, and avoid full-coverage styles that feel like plastic wrap. Brands like Skims or Maidenform offer options designed with ventilation in mind. Most importantly, prioritize post-shapewear care as soon as you get home. Ditch the shapewear before you even kick off your shoes. Wash the area gently using a mild, fragrance-free soap. I prefer Dove or Cetaphil. Pat yourself dry and slip into loose cotton underwear. If you're prone to irritation, a thin layer of barrier cream can soothe sensitive skin and keep discomfort at bay. A thin layer of barrier cream, like Aquaphor, can be a lifesaver for sensitive skin. When it comes to your wardrobe, pair shapewear with breathable fabrics such as cotton or linen dresses rather than synthetic materials that trap heat. And if it's a hot day, consider skipping the shapewear altogether. Remember, no one is scrutinizing your waistline like you are, and your comfort should always come first. Most importantly, never forget that your confidence doesn't come from a pair of control briefs. It comes from how you carry yourself. If shapewear makes you feel like $1,000,000, use it wisely, but don't let it hold your body hostage. If you're still watching and finding these lessons helpful, please comment number 3 below to let me know you're with me. Thank you for your valuable time. Now, let's talk about another sneaky culprit, wearing damp workout clothes or swimsuits for too long. This one often catches us off guard because it begins with the best intentions. Maybe you're squeezing in a morning walk around the neighborhood, hitting a Zumba class at the community center, or joining your friends for water aerobics at the retirement village pool. You feel energized and proud of staying active, and perhaps you decide to linger for a chat or a cup of tea afterward, still in your sweaty leggings or wet swimsuit. It seems harmless, right? Just relaxing a little. Wrong. Doctors have been warning us about this for years, and trust me, I've got the scars, or rather the itches, to prove it. Lingering in damp clothes, especially those tight, clingy ones that hug your pelvic area, is like rolling out the red carpet for bacteria and yeast. Wearing damp clothes that cling tightly around your pelvic area is like rolling out the red carpet for bacteria and yeast. The warm, moist environment created by wet fabric becomes the perfect storm for irritation, unpleasant odors, and infections such as yeast infections or bacterial vaginosis. Let me tell you, at 75, dealing with a funky smell or rushing to the doctor because of an infection is definitely not on my bingo card. My wake-up call came during my water aerobics days. I loved those classes, the splashy music, the camaraderie, and the feeling of weightlessness in the pool. After class, a few of us would sit on the poolside benches, draping towels over our laps and sipping coffee while catching up. I used to stay in my swimsuit, thinking the towel was enough to keep things under control. But after a few sessions, I began noticing a fishy odor later in the day, followed by itching that made me want to sprint straight to the shower. At first, I blamed the pool's chlorine or maybe a bad batch of soap. But when it happened again, I realized the problem was me, sitting in that wet swimsuit for nearly an hour, letting my skin stew. The same goes for workout clothes, especially those moisture-wicking leggings that sound so high-tech. Don't get me wrong, they love their fancy fabrics, but they're not magic. If you don't change out of them within 20 to 30 minutes after sweating, you're essentially steaming your undercarriage. I made this mistake once after a power walking session with my neighbor. We finished our loop, sat on her porch for lemonade, and I didn't think twice about staying in my damp leggings. By evening, I was dealing with a smell that could have cleared a room and a rash that had me reaching for the hydrocortisone cream. I managed to keep this problem under control by adopting a routine that's now second nature. I make it a strict rule to change out of damp clothes immediately after any activity, whether it's swimming, working out, or even a sweaty gardening session. No exceptions. If I'm at the pool or gym, I head straight to the locker room as soon as class ends, even if it means cutting my coffee chat short. I always carry a post-activity kit in my car, including a clean pair of cotton underwear, a soft cotton dress or loose pants, and fragrance-free baby wipes for a quick refresh if I can't shower right away. Trust me, this is a game changer for those long days out. Once I'm home, I shower smart, rinsing off with lukewarm water and a gentle pH-balanced cleanser. Vagaisal's unscented wash is my go-to because hot water can dry out sensitive skin, so I keep things mild and make sure to pat the area dry thoroughly. Moisture is the enemy here. When it comes to workout gear, I choose looser-fitting shorts or leggings with a cotton-lined crotch. For swimming, I pick swimsuits made with quick-drying fabrics and avoid styles that are too tight. I also make sure my gear is clean before wearing it because damp clothes sitting in a gym bag are a definite no-go. After changing, I always air out my skin at home. I'll wear a loose cotton nightgown or robe for about an hour to let everything breathe naturally. It's not glamorous, but it works. And here's one last tip. If you're prone to infections or notice recurring odor, don't hesitate to talk to your doctor about daily probiotic supplements or a topical probiotic cream. These can help balance your vaginal flora, especially as we age and our bodies produce less natural lubrication and beneficial bacteria. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less lubrication and beneficial bacteria, which can make irritation or persistent odors more common. If you find yourself dealing with these issues, don't hesitate to see your gynecologist. There's absolutely no shame in taking care of your body, and believe me, they've heard it all before. All right, ladies, we've covered a lot today. From ditching tight synthetic underwear to promptly changing out of damp workout clothes. I hope you feel empowered to make these simple yet impactful changes to improve your health and daily comfort. So, tell me, what's one thing you've learned from this video that you're ready to put into practice? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you found this video helpful, please leave a comment, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more honest, practical advice like this. Until next time, take great care of yourselves, stay healthy, happy, and peaceful, and remember to subscribe to Healthy Aging Blueprint.